Shalom. I'd like to start out by giving all glory, all praise, all honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone. Shalom to the elect of Israel. This is the Mayim in Atlanta, and this topic that you see on the screen right here, we talked about just the other day in the last lesson that I did. But I wanted to hit on something else that, yes, we're coming into this great time of judgment, into the time of Jacob's trouble, into this time of trouble that's never been upon this earth since there was a nation. And with that, yes, judgments and troubles, but that also means that miracles and deliverance is coming. And the Bishop Itazawam in my camp just did a lesson on that, and then Captain Kashkwala, he mentions that often. When you're seeing the devil make a move, that means these miracles are about to happen. When you see these great judgments going out, great miracles and great deliverance can happen. And so here on this article, NBC News, it says ICE says its officers can forcibly enter homes without immigration operations without judicial Salakia. I messed that all up. It says ICE says its officers can forcibly enter homes during immigration operations without judicial warrants, 2025 memo says. And it's not so much about this article as we saw that tweet and we went into it in the last lesson. But I want to go into the spiritual power that is coming with that, the miracles that are coming, and Yahweh Shai's return as well. But going to the scripts, this is Isaiah 59 and verse 19. It says, "So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west," and we are currently in the west, "and his glory from the rising of the sun." That's showing the east. And that's where Yahweh Shai is going to come from. It says, "When the enemy shall come in like a flood." And that is what we are seeing, watching the enemy go door to door. They're coming in like a flood. And then we went through it in Second Esdras. How they'll be like madmen sparing none. And floods are violent. And these are madmen. They are insane people trying to keep their kingdom going. So they're going to be acting. They're going to do whatever they think needs to be done for them to stay in power. But it's inevitable. It's your manifest destiny to come out of power and to go into captivity, to be that basest of all men, and to be done away with, because you're that wicked. And I'm speaking to Esau Edom, so-called white man, including the tiny tops. Those are Edomites. Not every single one of them that you see, not every single white person that you see, quote unquote, but in general, those are the sons and daughters of Esau Edom. You can tell the ones that aren't by their spirit, whether they be from Israel or from another nation. But for the most part, that is Idumea that you hear about in the scriptures. That is, and they are the people that will be ruling the world at the end of the world, at the end of their world. And then Yahweh Shai comes back, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, or Jesus the Christ, and he's going to whoop them up. Isaiah 63, who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? They are the ultimate enemy of the Lord and of the Israelites. And they're at their end. They see they have a short time, and so they're coming in like a flood and trying to clean their place up. They're trying to make Babylon the Great red again, or they want to say white, but they're known as red Edom in the scriptures, because the blood shows forth through their skin. But they're trying to keep their kingdom going, and they're coming in like a flood. No warrants needed, just door to door, knock on the door, wave in the 4-4. All you heard was, "Icy, don't hit me no more." When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. So they're making their move, and then the Lord's going to make his move. He's going to lift up a standard for his elect, which let's go into that word standard. Which is down here. Strong's H 5127. Nawas, which is to flee, to escape. So he's going to have a remnant be able to escape this. If it wasn't so, you wouldn't see the word remnant so often within the scriptures. Their plan is not going to work. It says to flee, to escape, to take flight, to depart, to disappear. And we know Yahushua would disappear from the crowds. And he said you would do these things and greater, and that he would be with us to the ends of the earth. So here in the west, so they that are in the west, Isaiah 59:19. But he could give us the ability to disappear. He could just hide us when these enemies come in, when these Edomites and their patrols come in. It's just to fly to the attack on horseback, to fly on horseback, which the Lord can do anything. He could actually give us the power to fly. That would allow you to flee from the danger that is being brought. It says to drive at, to take flight. The Lord said, they that wait on me shall lift up their wings. Lord willing, we get that in a second. It says to take flight. Actually, let's go there now. Isaiah 40 and verse 31. It says, but they that wait upon the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, shall renew their strength. So, like in the old days, where the Lord had the Israelites being the absolute dominant nation on this planet. It says they shall mount up with wings as eagles. It just said to take flight. It says they shall run and not be weary. It says to flee. It said to flee within that standard definition. And this could be with super speed, extreme speed, superhuman speed, spiritual power, speed. And they shall walk and not faint. So no fainting. Cardiovascular system will be peak, top notch. I'm going to skip up to verse 28. It says, hast thou not known, hast thou not heard, that the everlasting power, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the creator of the ends of the earth, fainteth not, neither is weary. Because they're gods. They are what they are. They are the supreme. The Father is the Most High. Yahushai is like the Father. And so of course they don't faint. Of course they don't get weary. It says there is no searching of his understanding. He's saying this because Yasharallah, Israel, are the princes of the power. Israel being the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as our scattered. And we are the sons and daughters of the living power. And with that makes us gods ourselves. Psalms 82 says, know ye not that ye are gods? Which, better get that, and then we're going to come back there. Psalms 82 and 6. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. Yashar Allah. He Prince Power. He's Prince of the Powers. It says, but ye shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. Arise, O power, judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations. And the Lord is going to give his people the second covenant. He's going to put it into our inward parts, so we'll never be able to sin again, and we'll have eternal life. Because sin brings death, but not sinning, going with the law, statutes, commandments, brings life. And he's going to put that in our inward parts. And for Israel, Israel will be the only nation of immortals on this planet. We will be godlike, little g, not putting us up as the Father or as the Son, but those powers, Lord willing, among those men to get it, will be coming to Israel. That standard will be lifted. 29, he giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might he increaseth strength. Within the Deuteronomy 28, within the curses, it talks about how thou shalt have no might in thy hand. The Lord's going to lift us up. He said he's going to give power to the faint, because we were in that dead state, and the Lord is raising us back up. And at the end, he said he's going to lift a standard when the enemy comes in like a flood. So we should be looking for miracles and looking for spiritual power. It says, even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. And that is not just figure of speech. The Lord is going to give spiritual power to his men. He's going to bring miracles in these times to come. Going back to the word nawas, Strong's H5127. Going back to that standard that shall be lifted. It says to drive at, to take flight, to put to flight. And so we just saw mounting up with wings as eagles. And that's saying to put to flight, to drive hastily, to cause to disappear, to put to flight, the Lord said in Leviticus 26, verse 8. And 5 of you shall chase 100, and 100 of you shall put 10,000 to flight. And that could be the standard that's lifted. So he could give us the ability to disappear. He could hide us from the troops. You could be sitting right there and just the Lord makes it to where they can't even see you and your family. He could give you the ability to flee. He could give you spiritual speed, great speed to just get out of there. Or he could give you that spiritual power to actually put the enemy to flight. Just like this. And 5 of you shall chase 100. And 100 of you shall put 10,000 to flight. And your enemies shall fall before you by the sword. The Lord's raising his men up as in the old days. He said he's building the tabernacle of David as in the old days and sealing up the breaches and the ruins. Tabernacle of David had spiritual powers. How else would David kill his tens of thousands, as it speaks of? Or jump over walls, break bows of steel. And that was spiritual power that was being spoken of. And that is what the Lord is talking about bringing in these days. I'm going to go back to this. Nawas. Flit, vanish away. Escape, chase, impel, deliver, abate, away. Be displayed, to flee, to put to flight, hide, lift up a standard. He says, be displayed. This is all going to bring the Lord's name. It's going to bring attention to his name. Because if he gives a man, one of his men, that spiritual power, they're going to praise the Lord in every manner that they can get. It's going to make his name great and known. This great deliverance that is occurring. Just get it one more time. Isaiah 59 and 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. Spiritual power is coming. Miracles are coming. Going to end it here at Habakkuk 1 and 5. Behold ye among the heathen. We are amongst the heathen. We're in Babylon the Great, this great melting pot. All the heathen are here. And regard and wonder marvelously. For I will work a work in your days, which ye will not believe, though it be told you. And we're coming into a time of miracles, coming into great judgment on this earth, all sorts of plagues and calamities happening, but the Lord's going to protect and watch over his men. The heathen are going to envy us and our children because he's going to keep his elect safe in these times. Lord willing, I am a part of that, as well as you listeners are a part of that. But with that, with those miracles, great healings that will come, great displays of spiritual power to deliver his men. He said he's going to feed us, but his servants shall eat. And the chariots are going to come back. That's going to be wild as well. There's great things that are coming upon this earth, and we are at the end of Esau's world. So these things are about to be displayed. Lord willing, that was edifying. I'd like to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rekach Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone. Shalom to the elect of Israel. Shalom.